Hi, Dr. Bear. Welcome to the last response show. I think I'm gonna let Danny take over this conversation. I'm just gonna black out.
All right. See you soon, Dave.
I think I forgot to give Dr. Bear the note that I was gonna just be myself for this conversation because there's just no way we were gonna segue into fucking Chico being gutted and me killing somebody. But hi. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the show. How you doing? Round of applause.
Hello, what the?
Hi JTS, how's the car going? How you been? Miss you. We got JTS Garage here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait to just be myself next season. That is the new format of the show.
Damn, the Blank's time sweeper. I'm gonna sweep my balls off. Fuck you, David Xander.
Fuck you, David Xander.
Yeah, we're keeping that. We're keeping the little piggy wear protection. Little piggy. JTS, tell little piggy to wear protection.
Please do.
Always. Alright. We got the special sexy Dr. Bear John here. Because we have to pay our respects, or I don't know. We just gotta talk. We gotta talk about what happened last week. I went to this Friday night. Real life shit happened. The fuck is that? Is a transformer?
Sounds like it, right?
Oh fuck was
It's
that?
It's the beautiful sounds of New York. Fucking motorcycle.
Oh, all right. That sounded like a fucking Decepticon back there. We're talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game and how it's now pretty much dying, dead. Last week, done. Did that thing? They did that thing. Should I read it? I have it here. Should I read it? Because it's what? All right, I'll read it, and then I want to hear how you felt after reading this. So Gunn,
Okay, go for it.
the publisher behind Texas Chainsaw Massacre, posted this last week. Update on the future of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre DLC and what's next. What's next gets me. Anyway. The team has news to share about what to expect in the future for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just a couple years ago, if you sat down and asked anywhere here at Gun Interactive what would be a dream project for them, you'd hear them say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A pivotal film for any horror lover. Innovative, indie, artistic. Gun brings that same spirit to making games. Being able to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre get into the hands of players is one of the proudest accomplishments we've had as a studio. We feel proud of the game we've made, and we're happy that we're at a point where we feel the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has reached its full potential. From the beginning, we've always had a clear ambitious mission for this game. The edible just kicked in. I'm just gonna be real with you. Fucking Christ. We wanted to push the envelope on multiplayer asymmetrical horror, shed a light on this iconic film to a newer generation, and place folks into the beautiful but macabre world of Muerto Conti. We feel we have achieved that. Blah blah blah, telling the story. I'll skip that part. With that being said, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will not be receiving any further future content or support. This means that there will be no more DLC, balance updates, or bug fixes after our upcoming May patch. You can still expect a few more patches in the future in order to transition towards peer-to-peer matchmaking. Texas Chainsaw Massacre will still be playable and is not being delisted from storefronts. Our community team will continue to interact with players as we continue to celebrate the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with all who love this game just as much as we do. As a creative studio, it's imperative to the community that we've seen this vision through to the natural creative end. We are a scrappy group of horror heads and artists continues working on bringing cinematic experience to you all. We appreciate the folks who understand the vision we're bringing to the asymmetric multiplayer horror space, because let's face it may not be for everyone. But those who get it, those who have widened their gaming circles to play the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, those who have rev in the terror and horror beauty of this world with their friends keeps us motivated and ready to continue to what we do best. Make your favorite horror games. We wouldn't have it any other way. What's next for Gun? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All caps. Stay tuned. How did you feel when you read that, Dr. Bear, on Tuesday? Last Tuesday, almost a week. It's been a week. Goddamn.
Well, I would say that it wasn't surprising. I think we can say that first and foremost. We both felt like it wasn't surprising because we had been talking about how we feel like it could be any moment that they're going to announce that they're stopping supporting the game.
Oh yeah, we felt
That
this
was
for
first.
We felt that for a very long time. The writing was sprayed on the wall. It was a very, very weird, very weird. Continue.
Yeah. Second was disgust, absolute disgust, because that message really didn't, like, there was no, listen, we wish we could have done more. We understand that there was areas that didn't meet the expectations that we had, because that's exactly what needed to be said. And the game fell short in numerous areas, and not only just the game itself, but gun handled themselves less than ideal in many different ways. And for them to just come out and just pat themselves on the back like they did everything correct, and there was nothing else that they could do, nothing more they could do, nothing that needed to be changed, It was just hey, we fucking did it. We did a damn good job.
Very fucking arrogant.
Yeah. And like, all right, well, this shit is, this is dead. But guess they, and it just ends it with like, just totally forget about, let's just wipe this all away, and just stay tuned for what we're gonna try to sell you next. So yes, it was not surprised, and then pure disgust.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the writing on the wall with the updates being moved to monthly, and the updates would include patches. They would include DLC. So we would have to wait a month to get new stuff. I think they started doing the monthly thing in December, January, around there. Around there, they were like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a monthly thing now." It used to be like a bi-weekly kind of thing, and it just felt like their heart or attention was somewhere else. And I really think that they took whatever money they got from that content pass that was released in September. They released a content pass in September for, what was it, $20. We got early access to Rush Week, we got costumes, yada yada. And I feel like that's such a crazy thing that came out. And then last month they had the PlayStation Plus players. The game was free for PlayStation Plus, so we had a bunch of new players coming in. It brought life back to the game, bro. There was new players. It felt like the very first time, and those players had the game for a month and probably spent money on DLC. They probably bought that content pass. Only for May to come around there and Gun to be like, "Yep, this is we did a good job." Not to mention the fact that they promised a hair pack, an execution pack that was teased alongside to the content pass. Everyone gets confused. They think the hair pack was part of the content pass. It was not. It was just on the next page. It was also teased along with other stuff like a map, a killer, a victim. It was all leaked. So for Gun to come out and say, "Well, we've reached our creative vision." What?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm putting this out there before I fucking forget. I'm gonna let you take the mic. I don't give a fuck what the Gun is making next. It could be fucking Chucky, Scream. What's the other rumors of Halloween? I ain't buying that game unless it's single player. Unless that game doesn't have to be online, which they won't do. Anyway, Dr. Bear, your thoughts?
Or Friday the 13th reboot.
We'll talk about that. I got news about that. We're going to talk about that at the end. We got
So I'll make it quick.
No
game,
no rush.
When we played, because we've talked about it before, even on the show, and anybody that watches the show knows we've talked about this a couple of times. The misadventures of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and
the abusive relationship.
Yes, exactly. And to put a little, fucking bow on this fucking whole game, the saga, it really just came down to this. There was a great core game here.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Great
game
design.
at its core, the great design, the objective of what you have to do as a victim and as a family member was so good that it was addicting, extremely addicting. Even with the limited maps they had before they started coming out, like even before Nancy's house, which was the first new map, it was very addicting.
Got three. We only got 3 maps. We only got 3 new maps. Nancy's
at the beginning, we only had 3.
No, I'm saying we only got 3 in the span of a 2-year. I guess if you cut Rush Week, maybe that's a 4th map. 4 maps.
No, I don't count it.
Well, it's 3 maps in the main game. Anyway.
Yeah.
Norfin, get him out of here.
Great
Please.
core game. And what it comes down to is Gun just didn't have either they didn't have an idea or they didn't care to fix the many problems that arose in the game.
They just weren't
There were
equipped
so
for
many
the current climate of live service games. I think that they honestly, bro, I think that was like they just couldn't handle. They just couldn't handle taking on a live service game in this day and age. That's I like.
There would be bug after bug after bug, and then they would put out a patch to fix it. And then with that, sometimes the patch would be fucked and they'd have to re-put the patch out. And then when you okay, they fixed that, 5 other things would be broken. And it'd be all kinds of different things, okay? From like a perk not working anymore, to a character's stats ain't working anymore, to putting a trap somewhere doesn't work anymore, to a character
to a character being completely broken upon release, which happened all the fucking time. Yeah. Like when Bones released, it was very obvious. Bones, the graveyard map. Now it makes sense, seeing that it ended in May. They didn't give a fuck to get that. They were just like, get that map out. That map was not tested, was not finished. They were like, whatever, get it out. That map was thrown the fuck out there as fast as possible and not balanced. It is one of the worst balanced maps in the entire game, the graveyard map, which sucks. I love the fucking aesthetic of it. Fucking love the aesthetic of that, but it's one of the fucking worst design maps in the game. And when Bones released, his savagery, he didn't work. His savagery, his endurance, all of it was not working properly.
Right, and that goes to where, the next thing I was gonna say was they would release content that you paid money for. Whether it was things you would pay money for, and they wouldn't be working. There'd be something wrong. And like Bones, Bones you didn't pay for or whatever. It's part of the content pass.
I mean, you technically pay for him. You technically pay for him because you needed the content pass to get him.
Yeah, sure. Right. So
the only thing we didn't pay for was the
main part. Right. So that's the main part of it, is that the free things, are very far and few between in
Oh,
the game, which wasn't the problem. You know, you would buy like an execution pack, for example.
I sent you cards, Norton.
The
Thank you.
you would buy the execution pack. The sound isn't working for one. You use like remember the Hitchhikers? I forget which one it was, but if you use Hitchhikers, one of his new executions, it would glitch the fucking you, and you wouldn't be able to like move anymore.
Yep.
Like there was always something, and you would, and they would. And listen, I guess you could say it was impressively bad that they would cook up new ways every time for something to be broken, or they would have an issue that they would attempt to fix over and over and over again, and they would say it's fixed, and then it would become rebroken somehow, like
Yep.
victims' endurance.
Yep.
Like, are you kidding me?
Like stats in the
that was
game
such a
that will make or break the game.
Right. That was something that was broken for I don't know how long. And they kept fixing it and then it would break. Fix it and then it would break. And I'm like, I've just never seen this in any other game before. And so anyway, you deal with all that to then, you know, get them to obviously they were obviously working on trying to get the Texas 2 license and whatever else.
Yeah, that was your. I think you're spot on with that theory. So we had our last live stream in October where the CEO Wes pretty much went on record to say that they were trying to get the rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 because people found lines to Chop Top in the game. People found lines to Chop Top, which was played by Bill Moseley, who it's very apparent. And Gunn is just like, all right, well, we got Bill Moseley. We didn't get the rights to Texas. We'll make up a random character, throw him in there. We got Wyatt played by Skeet Ulrich, which leads to a lot of people thinking that they're working on a Scream game, because Skeet Ulrich was, you know, in Scream. But it's very obvious that they may have been working on stuff for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 without having the rights, which is absolutely insane to me because of what happened with Friday the 13th where they lost the rights. You know, it's like, dude, get the rights first, then work on shit. Like, I don't know if you could blame Sumo, you could blame Gunn, you could blame Black Tower, but like you said, how much
you could blame Gunn. You could blame them all.
Yeah.
And Gunn, being the publisher, just has to take the fucking fall for it because they're the ones that, you know, they're working with Sumo, and apparently whatever the fuck happened there didn't go right. Then they're working with Black Tower, and things didn't go well either. So no matter what they tried to do, it was a complete failure. And they tried to do, you know, pivot and do something different after they realized that they weren't going to be able to have Texas 2. And they came out with the most half-assed, garbage, flawed with bugs, things that just didn't make sense. You could tell when they came out with Rush Week. And they tried to pass this off. They tried to pass Rush Week off as something that they really thought about, that was always in the you know, always part of the plan, and had been cooking for a while, and they felt so proud of themselves that, you know, a lot of work was going into this, and and you know, it had everybody intrigued and people hyped. And then when it came out, it was very obvious that this was all thought of as soon as they found out that they couldn't get Texas 2 license.
Yeah.
And they had to patch something together, and they did that, patched that together, and it was horrible. People just played it. Like, for example, I played it 3 times, never touched it again. It was very obvious what happened there.
I played it, I think, for a month until it got its update where they fixed because that shit released. Like, shit was so janky with this game. Like, looking back, it was just like, what? Did they have any QA process? Like, Gunn just felt so checked out. Like,
yes,
they obviously, I don't know when or how long they've been working on something else, but Texas has just felt like an afterthought. And like, it's so funny to me that people think that they're going back to Friday the 13th remaster. I really doubt that. I really think that Gunn is going to keep doing this little scam where they get a big horror IP and make a video game for it and get everyone excited with these new concepts and ideas, which is, like you touched on, this gameplay, the gameplay loop of this game is great. It is an evolution of the asymmetrical horror, the 3 killers versus 4 victims. It works when it works. And you got a good team, you know? And it sucks. It's like, it's such a good gameplay. It's just so mismanaged. So just cobbled together by an arrogant publisher that instead of fixing this game has decided to call it quits. Because they probably got a bigger horror IP, which could be Halloween, it could be Scream, it could, who the fuck knows? Well, we'll know by the end of the year, I guarantee you. And I ain't fucking buying it. I ain't buying a game, Gun. Unless that game is single player, bro. That shit could be Chucky. I'm not buying that shit. And it breaks my heart because you got such a good like gameplay design that is fundamentally like horror. Like, this is like they nailed the feel and sound and look of Texas Chainsaw so well that, you know, they're gonna do such a good presentation in the next game. But you just know in the back end it's gonna be a goddamn shit show. It's gonna be a goddamn scam.
Yep. And you know, that's the major part of why I wouldn't buy another game that Gunn is selling, because listen, you can have a game that has bugs or there are decisions made in it that, you know, aren't so great. But the big issue for me was how they handled themselves regarding the issues.
So arrogant. So arrogant.
Regarding keeping the community in the know about what to expect, or what, you know, the cheating, you know, the hacking that's going on.
Worst communication.
Bugs, the millions of
worst
bugs
communication. Worst communications. There was so many blackouts that we felt with Gunn, and the community's like, "What is going on? There's these issues. Is anything coming out?" And every time they did a live stream, it just got worse and worse and worse. Those are the worst live streams I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro.
To the point where they got to the point where there was no live streams happening anymore, and then they did one out of nowhere, and we were like, "Oh shit! Wow, we're actually getting a live stream here."
Yeah,
and people were excited because they were like, "Oh shit! That means they got stuff to, you know, to show us and to things to talk about." And it was about 40 minutes of just, well, here's everything that went wrong. Here's everything here's a bunch of, you know, bad news, basically.
Yeah,
it was 40 minutes of bad news.
But it was like, we didn't get Texas. We're not sure when new stuff is coming out, which is weird because that live stream was in October and Bones, Wyatt, and the Graveyard Map dropped in December. So it's I honestly feel like that live stream dictated what they were gonna do. They were like, they probably just felt like, you know what? The community doesn't appreciate us. All they do is bitch. Give them new shit. We'll fix it next year, and we're just calling it quits.
Yeah, and it's true. And guess what? You know, probably what happened was once they saw they weren't getting Texas 2 and whatever, you know, other Texas, you know, license they were trying to get, they probably were like, "Oh, that's the only thing we had an idea for. I guess it's time to wrap it all up. Let's just put some jank together."
But it's weird because they got the Texas Chainsaw remake Leatherface skin. So what? Did they just only get the rights to his skin and not the rest? Like, that's the fucking... You got that. You could have used that. Like, you could come up...
We'll never know because they don't like to fucking... They don't like to talk.
Yeah.
They don't like to fucking tell you anything. Which is funny because I appreciated the fact that they told us, "Hey, here's what happened with Texas 2. Appreciate that. But then, you know what what a company that has some decent form of thinking. You know what they do?
Yeah.
We haven't done live stream in a while. The fan base is the morale is down. Community morale's down. We're gonna let them down even more. So you know what we do? Let's come up with something that will lift their spirits after we basically take a shit on their dinner. Let's say, hey, but while that's happened and that sucks, right? Here's a couple of things that we have cooking that are going to be cool.
Yeah.
And they said nothing like that. They not even like, hey, let's talk about some things that we can do. Let's talk about some things that we have, or give some. Yeah, no, it was just a complete 40 minutes of farting on your dinner and saying goodbye.
Yeah.
That's it. And anyway, moving past, that's what happened. They gave you a bunch of nonsense, right? They gave you broken characters, a broken, when they gave you the DLC pass, they gave you broken shit. Okay?
Always. We were the beta. We were the beta testers. We were I don't know what the fuck Q&A process there was, if there was any. Didn't feel like there was ever, because like you said, every time something fucking released with this game, it released broken or it broke the fucking game. And now everyone's paranoid because they're like, all right, we're only getting one real patch that's supposed to change things. Like, what is it gonna change? Because they're not unchanging it. Whatever that next patch we're supposed to get either this week or next week, is that in May?
Who the fuck knows?
Is supposed to fix things and change gameplay. What does that? Bro. Let's touch on the fact that this game is switching peer to peer, and I found some new information about this. So, I don't know how familiar are with peer to peer matchmaking.
Well, I heard that they said that it would be the host would be the family members, right?
Yes. So
if you play
at a certain point, not the next patch, probably fucking August, it's switching from dedicated servers to peer-to-peer matchmaking, which means somebody in the room will be host the game, but it will only be family member due to the fact that it is more rare for a family member to disconnect from the game than a victim. Once a victim gets killed, they DC. But here's the thing. That is not 100%. So, because family members can DC if they're very annoyed at the game. People have left our matches at the start for God knows what reason. So pretty much once that host leaves, the whole room crashes.
The crazy thing is that when you die as a victim, there's no, I mean, why wouldn't you? Most of the time, of course you want to leave. You're dead. You have nothing else to do. So yeah, you just, you leave and you go on to your next game. The game continues, but playing as a victim, I'm telling you right now, playing the victim and family members, it has been 98% of the people that quit early are family members. Okay?
Yeah. True.
Always. It's always family members.
They get fucking door slammed or who the fuck? Some dumb shit. So
you jump out the window and you get out, successfully, someone quits.
Hopefully this game can make it to Halloween and we could have like one last hurrah with it. But by the end of the year, this game is gonna be so fucking a desert, man. It really breaks my fucking heart, because I love this game, you love this game, and now this is the second horror asymmetrical game. I've gone through the same bullshit. The same thing happened with Evil Dead the game, which Evil Dead the game came out after Texas, right? Didn't Evil Dead the game come out after Texas? Like Texas
Evil Dead came out after Texas?
I think so. Am I nuts?
No. Texas came out. Texas came after Evil Dead. For
Oh,
sure.
okay. Oh yeah, Evil Dead came out April and Texas came out August. All right, they came out in the same year. It was the same year they both came out.
Which is hard to believe.
Yeah, and Evil Dead died, and Evil Dead kind of did the same thing. They struggled with updating content. They struggled with patches that fix things, broken matchmaking, hackers, and they also made a mode no one asked for in Evil Dead the game that was a battle royale. And I played it. I was like, all right, focus on the main mode. That's what they should have done with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, instead of making this vanilla rush week that was, I guess, a homage to their Friday the 13th game. They should have just made a more casual version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One maybe devoid of perks or certain things, so it'd be more appealing for people to just, jump in and jump out. I think that's what they should have done instead of this fucking rush week that they in the live stream said, "Oh, we got so many big plans for rush week. This is gonna really have our creativity." Like, you remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
That was the last live stream we got. He was like, "Oh, we got big plans for rush week," and then for them to just release this thing and be like, "We've reached what we've always planned." That's the arrogant shit, bro. Like, they've always been so arrogant. Like, their shit don't stay good. Like, "Oh, we got the Texas Chainsaw. Look what we did. Look at this." And it's like, yeah, you made a good game here. You just ran it to the ground. You massacred it.
Yeah, nobody made it seem like nobody. Okay, Gun. They would take a pile of dog shit and then paint the walls with it.
Yeah.
And try to tell you that it was a Picasso, an original Picasso. And they did that constantly. And then everybody just would look at it and be like, "Are you fucking stupid?" Like their bullshit got called out so, like, it was so obvious. And everybody would say it. When they put out a shitty cosmetic pack that is so boring that looks like a color swap, and then they would jerk themselves off about, "We did a research about 1997 and what girls 60s age, what was in style, and we looked up fabrics," and it's like, shut the fuck up. All right, shut the fuck up with that shit.
And the level 99 reward of the black outfits, not even different outfits, just like somebody did it overnight. Like,
guess what? Level 99 is the cap. It was never increased from the day the game came out, and your reward from grinding from
go ahead.
Your reward from grinding to all the way to 99 was so, like, the family, every character, you get a costume of theirs. Oh, that's cool. What is it? We're just making everything black. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
And Leatherface didn't even get a black costume; just got a black. He got a black chainsaw.
It's like,
and then they teased a way for us to earn in-game currency to unlock the costumes a while back. And I brought this up with Dr. Bear here. I was like, "Oh, this was all a scam." The reason they didn't do that, they were like, whatever. Let's get as much money as we can for these fuckers, and we're either gonna put into the game or put into our next game." And it feels like a majority of that money, the content pass, probably went into the next game, whatever the next game they're working on.
Yeah,
they're fucking scam artists. I know I've been saying it. I'm gonna just say it one more time. I'm never buying their games again. Like, and it's gonna break my heart if it's Chucky, if it's Scream, if it's fucking Terrifier, if it's fucking Halloween. Unless that game is single player, which they won't do.
Which it won't be.
No, because multiplayer is the biggest perfect scam. You come in, you get all these content creators playing it for hours, making years and hours of YouTube videos. Like, fucking scam artists, bro. It sucks.
and
Sucks. It really sucks.
it does. It does, and they quit on the game, which we all kind of suspected was happening. And I don't know why they would think anybody would be excited for their next game outside of the fact that, oh, okay, well, their game was fun to play at its core, but everything that they tried to do after it was always broken or would break again and again. Or the communication was horrible.
Yeah, I don't.
They made it seem like they never took any accountability for anything. They didn't want to. The other thing too is they never ever wanted to like get the fan base hyped for anything. Like never like, hey, guess what, guys? We have like here's like even the most basic thing. Here is because everybody loved the community loved buying cosmetics for their favorite characters. Okay, and you couldn't ever just be like, hey, you see this picture right here, and just like an up close shot of like some article of clothing, and being like, we're going to reveal it next week. They never did anything like that. It was just like once they have announced it, they'll just put it out there.
The only time they teased thing was like the Wyatt thing. I remember that was
right. Yeah,
and there was like a teaser for Nancy. There was a period. There was a kind of a great silver. I don't know, a period where they tried.
But they did. They had so much more though that they could have done.
Their social media was terrible. Was fucking terrible. Was fucking dog shit. When you're getting played out by the people that run Aliens Fire Team or fuck now Killer Clowns, it was just like they couldn't be bothered. Just very fucking arrogant. And it's like it sucks. I'm watching this game, the gameplay I recorded here. I'm just like, man, this game. Like I love playing this game, but it's dead. Like we're gonna play a little more with the patch, or maybe play it here and there, or Halloween. But at the end of the year, it's fucking dead, man. Whenever that peer-to-peer comes out,
once it goes peer-to-peer, I'm never touching it again. No, thank you.
Yeah,
I have no interest in doing that.
So stupid, and they're just gonna leave. And it's just so crazy that this game was like free last month, so a bunch of people came in and probably bought shit. And like it's just so.
Oh, listen! Don't get me started on their ineptitude at trying to actually make themselves money.
Oh yeah, it's
because like Texas, the actual movie, fucking 50-year anniversary, and what did they have planned? What did Gunn have planned? Some bullshit, dog shit, Blood Moon map.
Oh yeah, all for the 1-year anniversary of the game, yeah. And then the 50th anniversary of the game, that collector's edition that came with the cards and DLC. It was silver, the steelbook. Their shitty merch, like their weird barbecue spices, their candles. Everything was just such like they could not be bothered. That like they had a meeting once a week, kind of. Like what? Weird, bro. Like what were they doing over there?
It was very like. A lot of the decisions they made, it seemed like they took themselves so fucking seriously.
Oh yeah,
like because of like whatever people they got to work with, or people from the Texas Chainsaw. Who was the
rights holders?
The person, that. They got to work with them about the characters in the game or whatever or what have you.
Yeah,
that they felt like they were like big time and that they were big shots.
Oh yeah,
and that like the work that they're doing, like this is high quality work.
Yeah,
we got Greg Nicotero to design this outfit. You dumb fucks.
Yeah, we're charging $25 for it.
Worship us. Yeah.
I charge you $25 for a costume, a chainsaw, and one execution.
Yep. Like
So arrogant.
It came off like they were just like, be thankful that we're allowing you guys to play what we're creating here.
Yeah. No,
That's
yeah.
how it came off.
No, you're 100% right.
That's how it came off. And you know what? It's just, I'm glad that, not that it's over, but I'm glad that I don't have to deal with their, see their bullshit of them, because I know it's going to happen with the next game.
Oh, 100%.
But it's going to be funny because I feel listen, they're going to find out. They're going to just get a lot of backlash and a lot of fucking shade from people when they decide to announce their next project.
Listen, if you're following with the shit that's going on with Bungie making major backlash from Marathon. I'm not even get into that. People are not afraid of these companies, no matter how popular or esteemed you are. And Bungie's way more popular than Gun. All right, like the people that fell in love with this game, spent hours, are I don't think are gonna fuck with whatever's coming next. Like Joe Schmo off the street will pick it up because it's a big horror IP. Because it's gonna be some big horror IP. But bro, they lost me, they lost you, and they lost a lot of others. That's all I'm gonna leave with that.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I'll say about it is...
any last words before we throw the dirt on the fucking...
Well, I'd say, it was a lot of fun moments that we had playing the game.
Yeah.
A lot of it was kind of lost with some gay, I would say sessions we had playing with it could have gone longer if a lot of the times weren't met with horrible load time. I mean, not load times, horrible wait times, or them deciding that it's better to punish people leaving a lobby than it is leaving the fucking game. Okay, yeah. Think about that.
Yeah, that's
you're punished for leaving a lobby, but you're not punished for leaving the game.
That's a good point.
Okay,
oh shit.
Think about that. And a million other, things that forced us to have to quit out, like all the mics being muted or being stuck in a fucking, stuck on a million different things. The list goes on, and it could have been a way, way better experience. But I will say is that Gun, whatever you have, whatever you're working on next, I hope that when you announce it, you are going to be met with so much people ridiculing you and laughing, and also kind of saying, "Oh, God damn it, you guys are really gonna..." Like, for example, me, if it's Scream or Halloween, I'm gonna have to say, "God damn it, man, no, not these guys with this,"
Yeah, and they got they got their hands on something. It.
Yeah,
because they're just going to show the good things they've done with the Texas Chainsaw. They're going to try to bury all the horrible, or blame it on somebody else. They're like, hey, at the end of the day, look how we handle this thing. This is it was a little screw looses, like Dr. Bear says. When the game worked. When it fucking actually worked, it wasn't bugged out, something wasn't working properly, which, boy, it was very fair few between. Oh, it was such a great game, such a good game. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it so bad, bro. I'm gonna miss running out, escaping those basements, escaping out, working together, hunting, collecting blood for Grandpa. Hitting somebody with Leatherface, catching someone before they escape.
I agree.
I'm really gonna miss this game, and it just sucks now. I don't know. This game gave me trust issues, bro. Like, other than Marvel Rivals, like the next game that comes through, I don't know if I'm gonna buy any content pass or DLC. If you're gonna die in 2 years, because this has just started to become a fucking a scam. Like 2 years? You just get my money and then this game dies in a year. I never touch it. I spent how much money extra? Like, granted, this game came out on Game Pass, and then I think you bought the game for me. But
yeah,
like, game's got to come out free. Like, if their next game is free, which it won't be, maybe.
No.
I'll give it a chance, but I doubt it'll be free.
I really doubt. Oh, yeah, if it was free, that'd be like, you know, why wouldn't you just try it? Because, you know, you're not losing anything.
Yeah. But they're not going to do that.
But
they're going to try to get as much fucking money as they can out of you.
Yeah. And they're going to do the same thing. They're going to do all this big talk, all this sweet talk, all this showing you how everything looks good. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. Put out a beta. Oh, man, so far it plays good. And then the game comes out, you buy it, and then it's like, okay, hey, so this isn't working too good. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, it's finally coming out. The patch is finally coming out. Cool. Oh, it's fixed? But wait, how come this doesn't work anymore? Wait, what the hell? I can't do this anymore? Why is this broken? How come I can't put this down anymore? And then it all just unravels from there.
I can't wait to see what the fuck this last patch is. But anyway.
So I will bid adieu to Gun.
Yep.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was a time. It was good times, and it was dog shit times. And I guess we will talk again like this when the next time Gun makes their announcement. And boy, we would have. I know we're gonna have a field day whenever that comes.
I guarantee you, it's gonna be at the end of the fucking year.
I feel like that'll be. They're gonna give it some time.
It'd be fucking hilarious if it comes August. They're just dancing on the grave of Texas. Like, hey, it's the anniversary of Texas. Look at our new game.
if they had any kind of understanding of anything or any kind of fucking, you know, self-awareness, they would fucking just wait. You know, wait as long as they possibly can to get everybody to forget about it. Or to think about the good times of Texas. Like, damn, man, there's not many asymmetrical horror games. Texas was a good time, but they fucked up on it. And then forget to get people to kind of breathe a little bit, move past it, and then be like, oh, okay, they're coming out with a new thing. I guess I'll check it out.
Yeah.
But nah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
No, they're gonna get that shit, whatever they're working on, out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
To try to make people forget. And one thing I'll say before we end this, Gun did not deserve their community because they really have a passionate community. I had Fancy on here last year to talk about Texas. She stressed way too much over this game, but was in love with this game so much, and a lot of people were, and they did not deserve the community got. Like, they should be so fucking lucky. They really treat their community shit. Anyway, any more last words?
My last words is R.I.P. to Chico and Mr. Walmat, and hopefully the rest of the boys are found safe. Good night, girl. I know we're all not to shade Chad, but we're all really hoping the best for Xander. So we just met Chad, and Xander has been around with us forever, so we kind of hope things are okay.
That's fair.
With the rest of the boys, especially Xander.
Well, that's a good segue. I guess we'll go back to the regularly scheduled show, Horror of the Vietnam War. Thank you for coming on, Dr. Baylor. This was a lovely chat.
Yeah, I'll be back in the chat talking to Dave.
You got any announcements before you go?
It's a Tom Cruise summer.
I mean, you know when next season's coming to the show, so yeah. It is definitely going to be
a Tom Cruise summer.
Definitely going to be a Tom Cruise summer. You guys will
We're cruising into summer.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for next season. All right, love you, Daddy. See you in the chat.
Love you, Papa. Bye.